Hello, welcome to the process. My name is Dr. John Bush. This is lesson 55. We're putting a beginning team focus landscape powered metric, whatever view of the Raiders and Miami. And this is all trying to help you win your fantasy football drafts. Hopefully you've been keeping up, but if not, I suggest you start at the beginning and come back. Uh, and if you've been following, then thanks for following. Let's move. This is my metric table. Conference is AFC West, the Raiders. The positions, the fantasy point average for the position, that's all quarterbacks, running backs, tight ends, wide receivers, not just one. From 16 to 20, I circled the 5-year top, and the grand total is of the 5-year total, and you divide that by 5 if you want, that'd be the average. And we see rushing and passing is the thing here, looking at the grand totals. Tight ends actually not bad and definitely have improved in the last couple years with Waller. So uh, good. So the tops was in the quarterback and the tight end. So they made a living at passing to Waller and sprinkled in Josh Jacobs as the running back. Okay, and then the wide receivers were underutilized in my opinion. It wasn't as long of a pass happy situation. The golden age of wide receivers was 2016, as was the running back 2016 as well. So I think the Raiders definitely have tipped their hand that they're going to probably continue that journey here, and I think that hurts the wide receivers. And that's, I think we're going to see the public is also not fooled by any hopes or dreams for 2021. So let's move on here. Uh, so here is the bar graph of the fantasy point averages for the positions over the 5 years. 2020 is in the dark blue. Here was the quarterback, and I think that number has been higher because of this. The tight end has done well. So I think there's a synergy there. The running backs seem to not have progressed. They're doing okay, but not at a top back in 2016. So that and the wide receivers seem to be kind of in this range as well. So again, it looks like 2021 will be maybe 2020 as far as how this team proceeds. And I don't think that puts them in the best position to make the playoffs there. They have some weak pieces of the puzzle, and I'm just not seeing it. They're, for fantasy football purposes, way different than, real world football purposes. Here's the 5-year average versus 2020 average of the position. It does equal 100, and I do figure out the proportion here. And in the past, the Raiders have been really balanced rushing and passing here, and that has continued in 2020. So we see a decrease in that wide receivers and running backs a little bit. Notice the tight end. And so here's the difference here, and notice the tight end and the quarterback had a positive movement up, and I think that's a connection. However, just know defenses are aware of this, and I'm sure you know that. And I think it's going to be tougher for Waller to make his living, but we'll see. We'll see if enough rushing can happen. So Carr, it should be the quarterback round 14. Uh, Quarterback 2, maybe. Yeah, I guess 14 is fair. He's getting close to free. Maybe if I was going to stream quarterbacks, I might use him in the mix. Best ball, maybe my second or third quarterback, maybe. The rushing equation is muddled because the team grabbed Drake from Arizona, and I think that cuts into Josh Jacobs' time. The public seems to think it's a round 3, round 7 break. So that would be is this first, second down? Drake is the third down, or I wonder how this is going to shake out. Those numbers seem fair. I guess Drake would be who I would pick, just in case if I was looking for a handcuff. Seems like a viable, in PPR, a viable handcuff. So I have picked up Drake on occasions in best ball. I've not picked up Jacobs yet in 20 best balls so far, but doesn't mean I wouldn't, but I wouldn't reach for him either. Waller's going to be the show. He's probably the second, probably third, fourth, right behind Andrews here. They're they're 3-4, maybe 4-3, going in the late second, early third in redrafts. That seems about right. And if you miss out on the top 2 or 3, I think you can settle here. Just know that if the rest of the team doesn't get a little bit more dynamic for 2021, it's going to be a one-trick pony, and that's going to put a lot of pressure on Waller. And I don't know who his handcuff is, but in redraft, I would be putting him on speed dial. Okay, just in case that, I need to dig that up later. But right now, I haven't done any redraft, and I probably won't for another week or 2 or so. So I probably do need to find that information out, just in the back of my mind, just kind of see what's all that. Wide receivers, Ruggs and Brown from Buffalo, 11th and 13th, 14th round. 1 versus 2, I guess Brown, just because he's cheaper. If you want a piece of this, I'm just not sure I want a big piece of this. Maybe in best ball as wide receiver 4-5 types, but nothing I'm actively seeking. But if you give me Brown for free, I probably will consider and take him. I don't know if Ruggs is fair at 11. I don't know that. I'm skeptical, but we'll see. Maybe we'll see more. So I think there's a one-dimensionality. I think the running backs have a muddled issue, and I don't know if the team is telling us something about Jacobs, that maybe he's overvalued at 212. Is that what? Or they just needed a strong handcuff? Could be. Could be. Okay. Moving on. Oh, forgot this is just me graphing the difference here. And the red is 2020. The blue is 5-year average, positional usage, quarterback up, tight end up, the other 2 down. So that's why I said the kind of the one dimension there kind of situation. So just keep that and find out who Waller's handcuff is. Okie dokie. Let's move on to Miami. Okay, let's move. Miami, AFC East. Look at the positions, fantasy point averages, 16 to 20, grand totals. Little skewed to the passing wide receivers. quarterback and running back are nearly the same, so that is interesting. 2020 was the rise of the tight end quarterback combo, and Gesicki is a definite mid-round tight end one. We'll talk about that. The running game's a little mysterious. It had dropped 2019. Can I say dropped? Yeah. 194 back to 360, which is close to average. So I guess quarterback may increase, tight ends may increase, running back probably the same. Wide receivers actually have declined 2019 to 20, and the golden year was 2017. So I see kind of like the Raiders almost askew to the tight end quarterback position here, that tandem. So we'll see what that means, but hurt the value of some of the other wide receivers and running backs here. Let's see what we got. Here's just looking at the 5-year, quarterback up a little, running back probably bounce back to average. There's the increase right there. Miami's going to be using its tight end. So I expect that to go up, up, up. Okay. Same little bit up. Little. Right there. And the conundrum for me, the 5-year low right there. That underwhelms me and causes me concern about investing a lot of draft capital here. So I don't know what that means for Miami as far as competitiveness. If they have a good defense, I don't know. I would like to see that number closer up to here. We'll see, but right now I'm concerned. 5-year average. Notice that over 5 years, Miami has broke the 40% usage. That's always good. Notice these two, quarterback, running back, same tight ends is 2020, we changed the thing. Look at the tight end. +6 matches a -8 wide receiver. So as the tight end goes, so goes the wide receivers down. I don't see where Miami walks away from Gesicki at any point. I think he gets even more. So let's see what the public's thinking. Tua is 12th round, kind of a late quarterback 1, probably more quarterback 2 type. I think there are others I would pick just because the wide receiver issue. Gaskins is a 4th round, almost 5th round. Public is saying we're not expecting much other than what we got last year. And Ahmed and Malcolm Brown are almost the same person. Would probably, I guess in best ball, I might take one of those. They're almost free. Gaskin, I'm not sure. I'm investing. I guess if he dropped late 5th round, I guess you got to take him on value. Gesicki, I think, is a great spot. 12th, almost 13th. I think that's a bargain, folks. I think he's an 11th round, late tight end 1, high tight end 2 play. If I was doing a streaming tight end situation, Grosecki would be one of my plays. I would try to stream him with others in that same area. So Miami tried to bring Will Fuller in, and Parker and Jalen Waddle. Notice the public says it's 1, 2, 3, just like that. 6th round, 9th, and 12th. I don't know if Fuller's as good as 6th, and I don't think Parker's as bad as 9th. So I see them maybe closer to being a 1A, 1B tandem. Waddle would only be an injury handicap handcuff type play for me in best ball. I would probably go for Parker because he would be cheaper than Fuller, but I believe that might be a little bit. But don't expect, notice, minus 8% usage. Boy, that I wouldn't reach too deep for Parker, but if he's in the 9th round, that's probably fair, even though I think he could move up, be an 8th round, 7th round possibility. A lot of uncertainty. I have no clue about Fuller. This is his time, right? Maybe all the folks they missed it. He's the guy. He's going to be a 4th round instead of a 6th. I think I'm going to let others invest in that right now. Maybe later in redraft in the summer, maybe things, knowledge is coming out and you hear some reports, but right now, given what the public's seeing, I'm seeing a lot of the same thing. So that minus 8 really bugs me as far as 2020. I know it was COVID. Maybe that's some of it, but I think moving to the tight end quarterback tandem, Tua is still learning the game. And looks like the running backs are going to be kind of just running in place here. That's kind of what I would think. I would invest in Grosecki probably and maybe Parker. That would be kind of my targets. Not something I gotta have, but something I could have or will take. Okay, let's look at the 5-year differences here. And we see that the tight end really shows us something, and the wide receivers really declined. So as this went up, this went down. These stayed about the same. Really didn't change much over the 5 years. So Miami's running in place. I don't know if Tua stretches anything out at all. So I'm pessimistic again about Miami's long-term chances this season, but I think there may be a few plays in here worth our time. Okay. That's my 10-cent tour. I know I should have $1 by now. This is the process. My name is Dr. John Bush. This is fun and games we're having with fantasy football metrics and data. Come back. We will continue our journey down the teams here, taking the next 2 teams in order, and we will continue this process. Lots of fun here.